So, this is gonna be about to devour our body once again. And yeah, more after the intro, as always. I actually sounded like I'd have to cry or something, but I don't. I'm happy to be here and record this episode, but I shouldn't shut around because this is like, I do also, something that I see and something that I feel is that sometimes I'm out of oxygen. I guess at least. I'm not quite sure about that, but I kind of have the feeling. But yeah, anyway, let's move ahead. And yesterday we've actually stopped with, I think it's been the cat vomit exercise. Yeah, cat vomit exercise. I do not know if it is like it's literally the cat vomit exercise. Well, yeah, anyway. So, and don't also rely on the plain vanilla crunch because it is utterly ineffective. And this is now going to be something new. Fast twitch muscle fibers have the greatest potential for growth, whereas slow twitch fibers have the least potential. Which means this is something pretty interesting and something that you can also see in people as well, and something that you're probably also going to see in yourself. And I also noted about myself. The thing is, we're having two certain types or styles, more like types of muscle fibers. There's the fast twitching ones, and there's the slow twitch. Is it a slow? Slow twitching ones, yes. The thing is, some people are having more fast twitch muscle fibers, which means that they're more often faster. If you're having slow twitch muscle fibers, then you're more enduring. This can tell you, okay, if you're a sprinter, having more fast twitch muscle fibers might be a good idea. Genetically. It's not something that you can, I don't know if you can train it. We certainly have both of them, but some people just have more of the fast twitching ones. Some people have, or I guess, are going to have more of the slow twitching ones. I'm definitely just the first one. I'm definitely more fast than I can be enduring. I can really be fast. I've always been fast, and this is something that I'm really grateful for. But on the downside, I'm just really not the most enduring person. It is what I mean. Of course, you can train that. Of course, you can just do something about that. But naturally and genetically, I'm more just a fast and sprinty person than anything else. Do not just drop the weights when you hit failure. Attempt to move it millimeter by millimeter and then hold it at the limit for 5 seconds. Only after that should you slowly, take 5 to 10 seconds, lower the weight. The biggest mistake novice trainees make is underestimating the security or severity of complete failure. Failure is not dropping the weight after your last moderately strenuous rep. It is pushing like you have a gun to your head. but it's not nice. Going for failure and going to failure is not that of a nice thing. But I mean, it's cool. The last repetition, the point of failure, is the rep that matters. The rest of the repetitions are just a warm-up for that moment. Well, yeah, because in this program, what Tim Ferriss is talking about, it is all about getting to muscle failure. Basically as fast as you can, because this is where you want to be. If you just hit muscle failure, you have just told your body, okay, this is a muscle that I fucking need, and I fucking have to grow. So please do that by just putting more resources in it, I don't know, and you're showing this to your body by bringing it to failure or getting to failure. Do not pause at the top or bottom of any movements. Something that I always do, but I don't know. Take 3 minutes off rest between all exercises. Time 3 minutes exactly. I mean, this is something that I'm always doing. I'm always having my phone. Oh, I'm just using it, yeah. Well, anyway. I'm always using my phone and I'm always having it in the timer mode thing. And then I'm always going to just have laps. So after 3 or 30 seconds, I'm going to hit the lap button, or I'm just not going to do anything. And if I just stop the exercise or the set or whatever, then I'm going to again push it and wait for the 30 seconds. So, not necessarily timers, I would say, or alarms. No, is it an alarm or it's a stopwatch? I think stopwatch is good. Not timer and not alarm, because just you always have to set it and shit. I think stopwatch is also good because you can also see then the total amount of minutes that you have worked out or hours that you have worked out. And you also see if you want to, how fast you have been with certain things, if you just then can remember them again and all those things. separate all the emotion and positive feedback that people derive from the training experience. Solid biological data indicate that the optimal training frequency for the vast majority of the population is no more than once a week. Like, I don't know. Like, of course, you can once a week go for muscle failure in every single muscle that you're having, which is probably going to take you an hour, I guess. Not even more. But I don't know. Well, buckwheat hull pillows. By the way, buckwheat is a pretty good one since the GI index is really, really, really low with buckwheat. And just also because you can use it for baking goods and stuff. Bucky manufactures comfy pillows filled with natural buckwheat hulls. Buckwheat hulls are lightweight, durable, and fit the corners of your body without getting flattened like normal pillows. The hulls are hypoallergenic. It's actually allergenic, and allow constant air circulation through the pillow, keeping you cool. Perfect for better sleep and better sex. I do just think, why for the sex thing? I don't know. Taking 200 milligrams of Hypersign A 30 minutes before bed can increase total REM by 20 to 30%, which is insanely good. Hypersign A, an extract of Hypersia serrata, or serrata, whatever, slows the breakdown of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine. It is a popular nootropic smart drug, and I have used it in the past to accelerate learning and increase the incidence of lucid dreaming. I now only use Hypersign A for the first few weeks of language acquisition and no more than 3 days per week to avoid side effects. So there's definitely side effects, as I think, or as he is indicating there. 2 tablespoons of organic almond butter on celery sticks before bed. So I don't know what this is all about, because it is just the sentence here without any context. Well, make a pre-bed snack part of your nutritional program. 1 or 2 tablespoons of flaxseed oil can be used in combination with the celery and almond butter to further increase cell repair during sleep and thus decrease fatigue. Using a single batch heat at a room temperature between 67 degrees Fahrenheit and 7 degrees Fahrenheit produced the fastest time to sleep. I do wonder what this... Let's go for 70 Fahrenheit. 21 degrees. And now it is 67? 19. I don't know. Like, I gotta have to say that if I'm sleeping, I'm normally at 15 degrees Celsius, which is 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Or between 15 and 18, which is 64.4 Fahrenheit. I normally have it pretty cold. Because always when I'm meditating, I'm gonna just get up and open my windows that are here, as you can see. And for just during the time where I'm meditating, which is 20 minutes, I've actually upgraded to 20 minutes, I think 3-4 weeks ago. It feels good. You know, I really get used to it relatively quickly. I've seen over the past years actually as well, also with like going from 5 to 10 and 10 to 15 and now from 15 to 20 minutes. It is a substantial amount of time, I have to say that, but I think it does me pretty good. I think I naturally sleep relatively good, and I'm thankful for it. Of course, there are certain days where I can't sleep, which is then pretty fucked up, and I hate that. But yeah, I think I'm just pretty fine with sleep most often. But just because I'm in this, actually, maybe I'm getting colder, do I get colder or hotter when the room temperature is also getting colder or hotter? I don't know. You know, the thing is, if I'm in my room and I'm meditating and I'm having the Fenster is the German window, and if I'm having the window opened, then I do not really feel cold. Like, it feels normal for me. But if I then go outside to just drink something or just go to the bathroom or whatnot, it is fucking warm outside and I just don't like that. And then I come in again and it's fucking cool. And I sleep good. I've seen it for myself. You know, it works pretty good for myself. Consume within 3 hours of getting under the sheets meals of at least 800 milligrams of cholesterol. 800 milligrams. 4 or more large whole eggs and 40 grams of protein produced dramatically faster time to sleep scores than meals of lower volume or lower protein and fat. You could try that out. I don't know if this is going to be something good for you, since cholesterol levels are then going to be fucking high if you're doing this every single fucking day. But well, yeah. Put 2 to 3 bags of ice from a convenience store, which is $3 to $6, as he says, into a half full bathtub until the ice is about 80% melted. Beginners should start by immersing the lower body only and progress to spending the second 5 minutes with the upper torso submerged as well, keeping the hands out of the water. Yeah, because hands are fucking sensitive. Like, it is insane. Like, the first thing that is gonna really deeply hurt is gonna be your hands, probably. The Air or Swiss Travel Ultrasonic Cool Mist Humidifier, whatever this is. I don't know. EGUSQ is a postural therapy program with 24 clinic locations worldwide. The program is designed to treat musculoskeletal. Well, yeah. And now we're going to go ahead with something that I haven't even highlighted yet. There's no rationation risk with MRIs, and I would therefore suggest 1 or 2 of them for nagging pains or injuries, not to mention the preventative value. Due for a dental cleaning and checkup, perhaps you want to run comprehensive blood work, which I recommend no less than every 6 months. International Medical Travel Journal Medical Tourism Guide, the IMT Chase 10-step guide to medical tourism is useful starting great fundamental tool for identifying imbalances in his brainchild, the functional movement screen. Find a functional movement screen expert, blah blah blah. Shop and lift video. Turkish getup, which seems to be a pretty tough one. The Turkish getup, which you're probably and most often doing with a kettlebell, I think. But yeah, it seems to be a pretty cool one. I know you can look it up. Zach Even Ash demonstrates the Turkish getup. Take note of his timing and his sequence. It's not one continuous motion, but rather a specific set of movements with brief pauses. The slower you can do this, the better your technique is. Do not rush. Cross-body one-arm single-leg deadlift. What the fuck? Cross-body one-arm single-leg deadlift. I do not want to just be like whatever, but it kind of sounds dangerous. This is an outstanding tutorial of the squat on how to correct the lower back rounding common at the bottom of the squat. There is a right way to run, and this is something that's pretty interesting, so I'm gonna also highlight it. I'm also gonna highlight the other stuff, but I really like that. Use gravity via forward lean for forward motion instead of pushing off and muscular effort. Land on the balls of the foot and aim to have the feet land under your center of gravity instead of in front of you. Never fully straighten your legs. Keep a slight bend in your legs all the time to prevent push-off. Pull each foot off the ground and towards your buttocks rather than pushing off using the hamstrings as soon as it passes under your center of gravity. Maintain at least a 180 steps per minute rate, which means at least 90 steps per minute with each leg. Okay, I see. This will use muscle elasticity to your advantage. I do, by the way, I have to just watch. Maybe I'm gonna find a YouTube video and maybe eventually gonna link it down, but I'm probably not gonna do it. So yeah, maybe there is gonna be something. First of all, focus on at least 90 steps per minute with each leg. Second of all, lean but fall like a tree instead of bending at the hips. Okay. There should be no sitting back. Think of failing forward from the pelvis rather from the head. Think of falling forward. It kind of sounds strange, and it kind of sounds more like a sprint than like a jog or running. Imagine pulling the heel up to your buttocks at a 45-degree forward angle instead of straighten up off the ground. Okay. Use minimal arm movement and consider keeping your wrists near your nipples the entire time. I do have to look that up. Best way to run. Maybe I'm gonna find it in that way. And maybe I'm gonna find a picture because this is something that I can show you better than. I mean, this seems to not be kind of right there. This is the best way to run according to scientists. A, B. I don't see any fucking difference there. Rear foot strike, midfoot strike, forefoot strike. The forefoot strike is when you're actually sprinting most often. Heel strike. The left one really does not, really does not look good if your knee is bending in this direction. But I wonder, oh, the pose, forward instead of, barefoot shoes. I do wonder, like, I do think that, like, the right one is actually relatively accurate here. You having it on your nipples. Yeah, like this, the left one, like, really is like wrong and stuff. Well, yeah. Imagine pulling the heel up to your buttocks at 45, blah, 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 blah. Use a minimal arm movement and consider keeping your wrists and your nipples entire time. Instructional and video of almost all CrossFit exercises routines, often named after people like Cindy, and unfamiliar exercise can be found at 4hourbody.com/CrossFit. For asphalt and other hard surfaces, I suggest the blah, 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 blah. And there's also something like what not to use. I've seen more problems with Newton shoes than any other. Avoid them. 4 to 7 30-second burst of all out 24% VO2 max stationary biking with 4 minutes of recovery time between bursts. These bursts were performed 3 times a week for just 2 weeks. Total on-bike time for the first 2 weeks was a mere 15 minutes. Endurance capacity for the sprint group almost doubled from 26 to 51 minutes. 4 to 7 30-second burst of all out. I do wonder, what if you're doing this like with a bike? Like with a real bike, and if you're going just cycling and shit. Well, Gmap pedometer, as a nice fancy gadget can be for tracking your runs or bike routes, a Google Maps hack gives you the same data with no added equipment. Google Maps hack. Do wonder what the Google Maps hack is. CrossFit Endurance. Brian McKinsey's home base of House of Pain, replete with workouts and forums. CrossFit exercises, blah, blah, blah. As general guideline, we don't want time and attention for exercise sets to exceed 10 seconds as we want to minimize lactic and acid production. Do as little as needed, not as much as possible. Walk as fast as possible for 15 minutes, 3 sessions per week. The walk is 7.5 minutes out and the same time back. This doesn't sound difficult, and it isn't at first. The challenge is that the athlete must walk further at each session and still return in the same 7.5 minutes. Walk as fast as possible means that the athlete should strongly and persistently want to jog. Yes, I know that. I hate it. I hate really fast walking because I feel like I can jog, and this is way more efficient and way better, and I like it way more. Peak power output and pain tolerance is between 4 and 6 p.m. In their studies, the corresponds to 8 to 10 hours of waking. Keep training times consistent so you can accurately gauge progress. Use an average, not just the wake time, on a scheduled workout day. Swimming. I recommend reading the Total Immersion book after watching the DVD, as the drills are nearly impossible to understand otherwise. Aquasphere Cayman Google's Total Immersion, blah, 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 blah. Life must be lived forward, but can only be understood backward. Which is like something pretty philosophical in this whole bunch of scientific things and links and stuff and whatnot. 5 to 10 grams of creatine monohydrate powder per day for 2 consecutive weeks every 2 months. If you choose to use this protocol, I suggest tracking and trending hepatic enzymes, BAN, and all the usual blood testing suspects to ensure no kidney problems. Oh. You can mimic, even exceed the supposed life-extending effects of caloric restriction with intermittent fasting. And he's now having a different schedule than I am, for example, having. Fast 5. Fast for 19 hours. I'm normally doing 16 hours. 19 hours beginning at bedtime, followed by 5 hours of eating as much as necessary to satisfy hunger. And this is popular for moderate weight loss, which typically appears starting in the 3rd week and average is 1 pound of loss per week thereafter. I see. ADZR. alternate day caloric restriction requires that calories be cut 50 to 80% every other day. It has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity and autoimmune disease and even asthma after just 2 weeks. Iron reduction through phlebotomy, bloodletting can only be improved insulin sensitivity, but also reduce cancer-specific and all-cause deaths. 1 to 4 whole blood donations spread 2 months apart. Yeah, the rest is gonna be for the next time, I guess, because I can't go through this today anymore. It is so much reading. So much reading. And you can even read further if you check out the free PDF then, or if you just go onto the link in the description for this one and you can read it once again. And today I'm actually also gonna upload the first episode. I'm really unhappy with actually just only reading through shit. Like, I don't like that. But I also do not want to stretch it out like just really a lot. Like, well, yeah, anyway. Gonna see you the next time, I at least hope so. I wish you the best health, love, happiness, and also success. And I also wish that you're gonna remind yourself when you're gonna be remembered, which means that your legacy, which means to just be a nice person, then being remembered as a nice person. On the other hand, 3 other questions that I'm having for you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions are hopefully going to show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea. And with that being said, I'm hopefully going to see you the next time, and bye. But I can't end the episode there, so because of reasons. But something that I've just seen down below is that there's a lot of URLs. A lot of URLs, and there's actually not that much left. So I could have not. Quite. Yeah, I know there's so much information, but I just don't like reading through it as such. It's something that I just do not... my neck. Don't really like to do. Also because I'm not the biggest reader, but also because, it feels like a chore.